Backgrounding cattle in 2010 is going to be a real challenge for us cattle producers across North Dakota. The price of feeds are going up tremendously, and the price of cattle keep changing. So it begins to wonder, why would we ever even think about feeding calves beyond the normal weaning time? Well, if we do some budgeting, we find out that the weaning time profits that can be made after weaning for feeding, that opportunity is actually fairly good. With the rapid changes that we have in our feeding in the industry, our co-product prices, our feed prices, our discounted grains, everything is fairly dynamic this year, as well as the pricing of calves. So consequently, there is some margin to be made, some profit to be made, or it appears to be in doing this. So, one of the projects we have here is called CalfWeb, and it's an internet site that you can connect to. It's chaps2000.com/calfweb, or just type in the Google search for CalfWeb and it'll come to our home page. At our home page we have two different options that you can look at. One is the break-even calculator and the other one is the closeout analyzer. Press on the break-even calculator, and what you find then is a spreadsheet, or not really a spreadsheet, but a fill-in-the-blank type form that you can put in your own numbers. And at the end you've got three different options for the prices, and then you can do basically an array of different prices, see where the profitability could be for these cattle. When we do this, it's internet based, it's quick, it's easy. There's also links to other sites which give market prices across North Dakota for feeder cattle. There's actually another site where you can look for prices for the feeder market, in other words the CME futures market, and with those you can go together and fill in the blank for these particular spreadsheets. Okay, when you go into the spreadsheet, one thing you have to do is put in your name, put in your address, put in the type of calves you're going to feed, and then their weight, and then put in the price that you're going to have for the calves. Whether you're going to use your hot home price or another price, the sell barn price, whatever price you want to put in, and then we start filling out the blanks until we get to the bottom end. There's options for feed costs. There's an option for as-fed conversions. Now here's a thumb rule. When you use as-fed conversions, 8 pounds of feed per pound of gain works for backgrounding calves, around 2 3/4 pounds a day gain. So 8 pounds of feed for a pound of gain for 2.5 to 2 3/4 pounds of average daily gain. That's as fed. If you're using a high moisture feed, something like that, then you're going to have a lot more as fed feed to the feed bunk. But when we calculate it out on a dry matter basis, it's pretty much the same. Okay, now we've got to have charges for yardage, and yardage in North Dakota is somewhere between anywhere from 25 to 32 cents. We could have it at as low as maybe 10 cents if all you want to cover is your direct costs, but usually there's facility and pumping water and insurance and fuel and machinery repair and everything else that has to go in, as well as labor. So a lot of times the yardage is up towards 32 cents per head per day. Then there's a veterinary cost, $5 to $10 per head. There's a marketing cost. Put in your numbers, 2-3% of the ending value. Trucking costs, there's a miscellaneous feed cost that can be $5 to $10. That's like ear tags or vaccinations. There's also a price protection cost in case you want to buy some price protection. And that can be anywhere from $0 per head up to $15 to $25 per head. And then we include an interest rate. And then we do have another item in there that allows for you to put in a certain amount of dollar value that you might have to come up with to maintain ownership of these calves. That could range from 0 to 100% depending on how you do your particular job. So now when you're at the bottom, now you have the opportunity to put in your prices, and you put in your prices on a per pound basis for selling these calves. I like to use today, use an array of 95 cents, $1, and $1.05 for 8-weight calves. Click the calculate button, and then you'll have a spreadsheet. If there's some errors there, that means you put some numbers in incorrectly and you have to go back and figure it out. Just toggle backwards and work it. Print it out, and now you'll have a sheet that you can take to anybody that's calculated correctly, and if there's some profitability to be made in the assumptions that you've used for feeding these calves. Now, when you're all said and done, one of the things I'd like to have you look at is 3 months from now, when you're finished backgrounding these calves, let's use the closeout analyzer and find out how well you did. It's different than the break-even calculator. That's a projection. The closeout analyzer is like taking a test after you've done it. So it tells you how you really did. You might find out you did a lot better than what you projected, or it might be the other way. Either way, we sure hope you have an opportunity to background some cattle in North Dakota. And with the fluctuating markets, it's surprising. This year appears to be one of those years where backgrounding cattle could have an opportunity.
To raise healthy cattle, visit the website in the description box below for more guidelines.